But then once they see it themselves and they and recognize that, oh, this is where I am, and I no longer want to be there. So, Miss Betty, what can I do to move from this place of pessimism into optimism? That's when the key word learn comes in. We learn these things. We learn how to become an optimistic just as we learn how to ride a bicycle. And once we ride, we fall down a few times on that bike. We get on that bike, we fall down.
We're talking about the founding principles of our country, the empowering stories of resilience that have allowed millions of Americans to move from persecution to prosperity. And one of the things that's so important about inspiring the rising generation to figure out how they can become architects of their own destiny is that they need to have an understanding of our nation's history. They have to understand our founding principles and how the embrace of those principles can be a vehicle through which they can become successful in their own lives. We want to develop solutions. It's not enough to just shout in the rain and complain and say, why is that happening? But what is it that we can inspire teachers and students to say yes to?
So it is an extremely exciting curriculum, and we use it to the best, and we try to get our kids to understand. Don't look at yourself as a victim, but look at yourself as someone who can. And I often say this about the CRT. The CRT gives us nothing to do but complain, but the 1776 curriculum gives us an opportunity to build and move forward. So we don't be bitter, we get better by using this curriculum. So I'm just excited to be able to implement it here in our schools.
The Wooster principle bring these words to life with meaning, with fruition, with projection. And those words are access, agency, competence, grace, innovation, inspiration, integrity, resilience, of course, transparency, and witness. But once we learn that strategy, we can get on top of the hill and come down and turn the handlebars loose and ride that bicycle. And that's the same way learn optimism becomes into place.
I think once we start to dig deep into these different sources, students will see what's real. Mm-hmm. Students will see, again, the voices of history taking us to a place that we can trust. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, we need to separate. We need to separate truth from ideology. You know, we need to separate truth from agenda.
Think about where these people were when they were creating things. Think about Bridget Mason, where she was and what she did to become that millionaire. She was not worried about what was around her or the environment. She used the education that she had, her skills, and she began to become a wealthy lady.
The history lessons, they are so amazing. As we just open up to these people's lives, these individual lives, and while all of them out there success stories, all of them have one key component in common, and that's compassion to give back.
They made it in a nation that gave them the opportunity. So this curriculum gives our young people the opportunity to look at it and look at those people that we don't normally hear about. We hear about Booker T, we hear about Frederick Douglass, but there are people that's in this curriculum that nobody ever hears about, but yet they did great things.
If you are interested in the 1776 Unites curriculum, please just go to 1776unites.com. You'll be able to see all of the materials, and we download new units each month.